Hello, everyone, and welcome to Self-Inquiry. Self-Inquiry, I call it the work, and I don't call it the work for nothing. It is work. And what do I mean by that? Well, meet Regina. She's my guest today, and she's doing her mother work. Her mother was violent. Her mother convinced her that she was bad, and et cetera, et cetera. And take a deep breath and come sit with us as we do the work with Regina. Oh, dears, 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 dears. You know, somehow I get to you I get by with a little help from my friends. This internet thing, and here you are. Here you are. Some kind of miracle. Those of you new to this community today, what we do altogether is we identify the thoughts that cause all the suffering in our life, in our world, and then we question it. We identify the cause of our suffering in any situation. We identify what we were thinking and believing in that situation. We move it from our head to paper and we question it. There's the cause of my suffering. It can never be anything or anyone else in the world. What is the cause of my suffering? What I'm thinking and believing in that situation. That sounds like I hear my words and it sounds impossible. And yet it's what I'm doing here. I'm some kind of here's my identity. I live in the world and everything I think ends in a question mark. That's an open mind. And in that open mind, the solutions are there. But let's say I'm just so frustrated with him, her, or them. It's loud and there are images of past, future, good, and I'm in this trance. And the way that I know that is my attitude, the emotional, and what I say, and I'm such a victim, and they just don't understand. And okay, where does that belong? That's fear. Where does that belong? On paper. What I was thinking and believing belongs on paper. And my ego could be right. I'm very open. Got to know what's valid and authentic. I could be way off in that situation. Or it could be him, her, or them. It could be their fault. But I've got to know. But I'm the only one that can set me free. This is self-inquiry. It's not something someone can give to me. It takes stillness and a very open mind, because you're dealing with identity. Like, who am I? Well, that's easy. I'm angry at him, her, them, and that's who I am. Okay. And good for me. Looking good, looking good. I'm right. They're wrong. I win. That leaves them as someone I'm not going to hang out with. They just don't understand that I'm right. Oh. Someone could say, for example, a most hurtful thing. Most hurtful thing. Really hurts. Okay, that's a sign for me to open my mind, because they could be right. And if they're not, and I'm still holding it, because what I've seen just doesn't get it, I move it from my head to paper. When I open my mind and I sit in, is what they're saying, is what they said, is what they're saying in that situation true? And I might not like the answer, but I don't ask if I don't mean it. Like he says there's something wrong with me. He said, see my attitude. There's something wrong with me. How dare he? He hurt my feelings. Okay. He hurt my feelings. Is it true? And I give, the ego is going to go, yeah, and here's the proof. And show me all the images in my head of past. And that there, now, here in my head. Anchored there. Sitting in this word. And how do I react when I believe the thought? I attack. Those people out there that are attacking, I become one. So now, whether I like it or not, I'm teaching that in the world, in my attitude, my identity, pure ego, pure suffering. On a scale from 1 to 10, everything from mild irritation to murder, whatever it takes. So now I'm right. I've worked through it and I'm listening, and now I feel good. Feel good in this. I see it. I understand it. I understand my part. What happens in that inspiration? I can be with that same person and I'm inspired as to how to be with that person. And when I say inspired, that is not a little thing. It's where the solution is. But it came through a clear field. The absence of ego and the open mind of self-realization. Self-realization. Oh, good morning from Pacific time, all of you. And those of you new to the work, I've just got a song I gotta sing. Mm, for better, for worse. I've just got a song to sing. Any questions before we get to a worksheet? Okay, I see hands up, and it looks like we're going to a worksheet. Oh, ho, ho. Okay, so Regina, you have a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet? Those of you new to the work, a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, it's something you can download on the website or on a 99-cent app, the work app, and there are 6 questions on it. And you anchor in a situation, like be there now in that past, and answer those 6 questions. So Regina, hi, honey. What did you write for number 1?
I wrote about my mother, that I feel hatred towards my mother because she deprived me from having a normal, healthy development as a child.
Oh, honey. So where does your mind go when you think that thought, even though it could go, oh boy, that whole history, where does your mind go when you specifically when you think the thought? Place you could anchor where she's depriving you of normal, healthy development by what she's saying, thinking, feeling, doing toward you or others.
There are a lot of situations. I can't really figure out one specific, but I can try. Like when I'm at home with her and I'm doing the household, and I don't know, I did something wrong, and she just goes off and yells at me, and even um, uh, also physically attacks me
Mm.
and abuses me. So this is my like childhood memory of being abused and
Yeah,
having fear.
you were seeing a situation in your mind's eye as you were telling us. How old were you?
In
In
this,
yeah.
in that, I don't know, probably 12, 13.
Okay. And anchor there, be there now. What is she specifically saying? Can you recall words?
Actually, difficult to call these names in English for me.
Yeah.
Um, like I'm nothing and I'm false and I'm doing mistakes and I'm not okay and something wrong's wrong with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's even worse the words she used, but I can't um, translate them very well.
Okay. So I'm going to pull out one. She's saying there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, that I'm doing it wrong, and it's like
Okay.
she recalls everything. Like you're nothing, you're worthless, you're a pig, or you're a dog, or she calls me different names.
Okay. So be there now in that situation. And how old are you? About 12? That's what
Yeah,
I recall.
13. It was the most painful when I got into this adolescence, like teenage age. So it hurts even more when she is abusing me and making me down when I was older, because I understood it more, what that this is.
Yeah. So what were you thinking? I mean, what situation was showing up in your head when you just shared that with us and you were older?
So I'm doing housework, which she's telling me to do, and I've done something wrong, probably. I don't know exactly. Or I had not the best degree in school, and so I don't know what exactly it was.
Okay, so basically, if you look at what she was saying altogether, it was something's wrong with you.
That I'm bad. I'm bad. Yeah, I'm wrong.
So you're bad and there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so be there in that situation. Can you see that in your mind's eye where she's coming at you with all of that that you described?
Yeah.
Okay, and where are you? Are you at home? Are you in the living room? In the living room, the kitchen,
No.
bedroom?
No. It's near the kitchen. Near the kitchen. Let's say it's the kitchen.
Okay,
The end.
are you in the hallway? Are you
Yeah, it's a hallway.
okay? So anchor there. To do this work, all of you, you need to anchor in a situation as you fill in this worksheet. And we're going to manage this anyway. So, Regina, be there now, anchor there in the hallway. You see her in your mind's eye, you see that situation in your mind's eye. There's something wrong with you. You're bad. Is it true?
No.
And notice how you react when your mother's coming at you with all that you described, everything from violence to words to notice how you react when you think the thought, there's something wrong with me, I'm bad. Notice the images of past and future that were playing you in that situation. Egos play past, future when she's coming at you the way you described. There's something wrong with you. You're bad, she's saying. There's something wrong with you in that situation. Is it true? You're bad. There's something wrong with you.
I know that this is not true.
Okay, so get really still. It's all of you. It's a yes or a no. This is an exercise in stillness. There's something wrong with you. You're bad. Is it true? Look back at that beautiful young girl. Enter her head. There's something wrong with you. You're bad. Is it true?
I'm not sure, actually.
Oh, that's this is an exercise in stillness. All of you, this isn't, this, that's why I call it the work. It's a yes or a no, and your ego will finally be kind and say, I don't know. No, just, you might sit in, is it true for a day, 2 days, 3 days? There's something wrong with me. I'm bad. Something's wrong with you. You're bad. That's what she says. She's trained you with that all your life, according to what I hear from you. It's not new.
I know that this is not true, so I would say no.
Okay, so Lena, be there now. There's something wrong with you. You're bad. Listen to your mother. She's coming at you. There's something wrong with you. You're bad. Is it true? No. Now listen to her and notice how you react when you think the thought. She thinks something's wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. She says there's something wrong with you. You're bad. Notice how you react when you think the thought. Notice how hard you try in school. Notice how you try to live up to her expectations all your life. Something wrong with you. You're bad. Is it true? How do you react? What happens when you believe the thought? Look at the images in your head of past, future. As you meditate in, how do I react in that situation with my mother? When she's saying that to me, emotionally, get in touch with your belly, your chest, your emotions. Be there.
I feel very desperate, and I feel very unfairly treated by her. Desperate, and is the best word to describe.
And how does it feel when you're feeling desperate? Physically, get in touch with it.
I'm really down, and I know there is no way out. I have no power. I'm very desperate. I had also the feeling of wanted to jump out of the window because I saw no way out.
Yeah. 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 So that image in your head of seeing that as a potential escape.
I just wanted it to end because it was very painful. And
well, those images in your head, Look at the
Yeah.
past. You know what she's capable of. You see those images of the past as you stand there in the hall?
And I'm very afraid of her. This is, yeah.
You have reason to be. Look at what you've seen in your mind's eye as the past was running through your head.
I'm standing in front of her and waiting for her to abuse me, to shout at me, and I'm totally exposed to her, and there is no possibility to protect myself from this violence.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have a history running in your head that shows you.
I mix different situations, so it's
Yeah, so
difficult to
many.
say.
Yeah. Something wrong with you, you're bad. Now be there. Drop those images in your head of escaping out the window and she would catch you and what would happen to you and the past of all the violence toward you. Drop those images in your head. Don't change anything other than dropping those images of the past in your head and future. So drop those images and look at your mother. Look at her face, her arms, her hands, her body language. Hear her words. Drop the past and future. Be there now. Without those images, look at that woman, that mother. And what do you see?
A woman full of rage and hatred. She's hating me.
You know, those are definitions, those are words that define fear.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a fearful woman. You know, fearlessly continue. Drop those images of past, future, drop your story and look.
Mm.
Rage is a word for fear.
Yes, probably she was the one who was desperate.
It's a desperate woman. A fearful, desperate woman.
Yes, she is.
There's something wrong with me. I am bad. How would you turn that around? There's something wrong with me. I am bad.
It's something wrong with her. And she is bad.
Something wrong with her. And she's terrified. No one would harm a human being if they were not fearful. There's something wrong with me. I am bad. How would you turn that around to the self?
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not bad.
No. Give me examples.
Well, I do 90% of the things right.
Including school.
Yeah. Yes, I know she experienced also very difficult situations also with my father. And it was a possibility for her to, I don't know, play it out on me.
Fearful woman. There's something right with me. I am good. Look what you've endured without jumping out some window. Look at her again. Just step aside. Let your ego step aside. Just be there now. Look at your mother. You're more enlightened now. In other words, you've been able to look through a window that's valid in our time together here. I hate my mother. You hate your mother after having seen her safely from here where there's no one to hurt you. I hate my mother. How would you turn that around?
I don't hate my mother.
Try it on. Look at her now that you can see her.
Actually, I have a little bit compassion. Yeah, I have compassion for her.
Fearful people. We have names for them like, destroyers, enemy, separation.
Yeah. She was my dictator. I even was dreaming about her like she's my Putin, because we lived in Russia.
There's something wrong with me. There's something right with me. Do anything else show up? You survived her.
Yeah, I feel more strong now. Definitely.
Yeah.
It was just when I was working on myself with this worksheet and I tried to turn it around, and it was like I was betraying myself and lying to myself, because yes, she did abuse me, and I cannot turn it around and say that this didn't happen.
No, this work is not, it's about coming out of denial, not dropping more deeply into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. That the expression, the truth will set us free. Well, you're sitting in it. Your enlightenment is your freedom. If someone comes at me just rageful, like you, I can see. You're no longer blind. The blind can see. And that's literal. When I lost eyesight, I had the privilege of losing eyesight in both eyes. I could see. I could see just as clearly as before I lost eyesight. The world's in my head, with eyes or without. You know, I love that, this thing going through my head. The dead can dance. Okay, honey, let's look at number 2. In that situation, what do you want?
I want
What do you want her to think, say, feel, or do?
I want my mother to understand having been a bad mother and having harmed me in different ways, which affects my life.
Okay. So you want her, that woman in that situation, look at her. You want her to understand. What was it? You want her to understand, read it again?
That she was a bad mother and
You
has
want,
harmed me.
okay. You want her to understand that she's a bad mother. Her. Is it true? All of you see how you need to anchor in this work? And if you're not sitting in this work. This work only works when an open mind is anchored in that situation you're writing on, because that's the information. That was the cause of your suffering. It was not your mother. What you were thinking and believing. You want her, that woman, look at her, to understand that she's a bad mother. Is it true?
Yes. Yes. I still wish it.
That's okay. That's okay. Drop those images of past and future. Look at her. Look how hard it is for you to change your mind. Look at her trance. Fear, anger is a trance. It's images of the past and future that are taking over your present. It's a trance in your mind's eye. And she's the same. You want her to understand that she's a bad mother. How do you react when you believe the thought in that situation? And yeah, she's a bad mother. I get your yes. I get your yes. And you want her to understand that she's a bad mother. Notice how you react. What happens when you believe the thought? Witness how you react when you believe the thought, I want her to understand she's a bad mother.
I feel like I'm morally buffer and want to tell her what is good and trying to educate her to be a better mother or something.
Wow. 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 Story of your life. I want her to understand she's a bad mother. How would you turn that around?
I don't want to understand her that she's a bad mother because it's not possible.
I think you're onto something. I don't want her to understand she's a bad mother. Look at her. As though she doesn't know that. And you get good grades and you do the housework and you're doing all of this. And then there's her. What's your relationship like with your father?
I blocked him. he killed one of his women. He beated my mother when I was in her womb, and he was very violent, and don't have any contact with him.
I want her to understand she's a bad mother. Notice how you react. Notice how that affects your life. And in that moment, what images do you see of past, future when you think the thought, I want her to understand she's a bad mother, as though she doesn't? No one can harm another human being and not feel guilty unless they're a sociopath. And I don't even know that that's true.
I think deep in her, she knows it. And she feels this guilt. I know this.
Boy, your compassion is really, there's something right with me. I'm good. I want me to understand that she's a bad mother. Turned around, I want me to understand she's a good mother. How could that be possible? Let's look at it. I want me to understand that she's a good mother. Doesn't mean it's true. This is inquiry. And the answers are in you. I want me to understand she's a good mother. What do you see? Beautiful little 12-year-old in the hallway.
Well, this is what she would say, that she's taking care for me and so on and so forth.
Well,
and all the other women or mothers who beat their children and drink alcohol and don't care for their children, and she's such a good mother and I don't love her. This is what she was telling me all the time and blaming me for this. But I know that with one foot she's right somehow, because she did take care of me. I
okay,
didn't.
so take away all of that, and I want me to understand she's a good mother. She did take care of you.
Yes.
And when you look at her in that situation, that's some kind of miracle. In that state of mind, for 12 years, she has taken care of you. Give me an example.
Well, she was bothered when I didn't call and she didn't know where I was, for example.
That's one. You want to understand that she's a good mother. She's not a bad mother. Give me another example. I have one. You want to hear it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
You're still alive. There's something right with you. You're good. You're still alive. Look at her. She's out of control. And you survived. Another example, I want me to understand she's a good mother. All of you out there, it doesn't mean you ever have to speak to that mother again. It doesn't mean you have to, it doesn't mean you ever have to see her again. When you're young, you don't have that option. But we don't have to live in fear and hate. And it doesn't mean she was not a good mother. But for you to survive that kind of mother so full of what you're witnessing in the hall, she didn't beat you to death. She could have. I mean, that kind of fear and rage. She's in a spell. Like you, she has those images of the past running in her head and the future running in her head. It's a trance. And her trance is not going to make your life better, but to understand it is going to make your life better. Give me another example. I want me to understand she was a good mother.
Yes, she went away from my father. She rescued me and us.
Oh, holy moly.
Yeah.
I want me to understand she's a good mother. Another example. You'll understand we're sitting in a state, a meditative state of stillness, sitting in this turnaround. I want me to understand she's a good mother. To see when we're thinking and believing to survive, what's going on? What's going on inside of you? I want me to understand she's a good mother. Another example.
She was taking care for me when I was sick. She gave me a roof above my head and bought clothes for me and all this stuff. She did the best she could. And on one level, she was a good caretaker, actually. And she also, like you said, did not beat me like very hard. It was only, I mean, she was also fighting with herself, I think,
Wow.
to hold her back, not to be too violent.
You learned how to take care of a house. And the way you raised you with a mother like that, you learned to be a good mother yourself and take care of you when she couldn't or didn't.
Yes, but still, I wish I had another childhood.
Well, it's never too late. It's like this work can give you what it gave me. You know, I didn't just walk this morning, I ran. I mean, I'm 81 years old. This, I started life at 43 years old. And this work is what gave it to me. I saw so clearly on that floor the cause of all suffering. All my suffering, and started over. And you know how to do the dishes, make up the bed, check in with us in this community. We care. And do your work. It's self-care. You want her to understand that she harmed you. Look how old that is. Begging, pleading, trying to do everything perfect. So she doesn't come at you. So it doesn't set her off. I want her to understand she harmed me. Where do you go with that when you look at your life in that situation, little 12-year-old in the hall? You want her to understand she harmed you. Isn't true.
Yes.
And notice how you react when you want her to understand she harmed you. Notice how you react. Do you exaggerate like she hits you? Do you exaggerate that it hurt more than it did? Look at how you react and look at your life with her when you believe the thought, I want her to understand she harmed me. Stay in the hallway. Notice how familiar.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating a little bit, probably. I feel again that I'm blaming her and trying to educate her. And this is wrong what she's doing.
Oh my goodness. Oh, honey. Look how she responds to that. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time at homewithbk.com. Let's do the work.